Good afternoon. Welcome to Awesome Africa TV show, the show that gives Africa rising stars on the continent and its diaspora the opportunity to share their stories, their challenges, and successes, as well as their goal for the future. I'm Abubakar Bukari, and I'm your host. Today, we are pleased to welcome a very special guest, Mr. David COULIBALY, who is the Community Services Director of the African Community Affairs at the Office of the Borough President, Vanessa Gibson. During our talk show, he will be sharing with us his background, his professional experience, and his role within the African community in New York. In addition, we will discuss about the upcoming African Heritage Festival here in the Bronx. And finally, I will ask his opinion on why the African diaspora focuses on organizing more cultural events than economic, political, and educational events. To start off, Mr. David, can you please introduce yourself to our viewer and tell me a little more about yourself?
Brother Baki, I want to say thank you so much for inviting me here today. I want to also take a moment to acknowledge the importance of community media. I want to say thank you so much for to BronxNet for having me here, to you and to Michael, the executive director. So my name is David Ahmed COULIBALY. I was born and raised in Ivory Coast.
Wow.
For those watching, you might know that. And for those who love soccer, you might know that Ivory Coast is the recent winner of the AFCON. So we're the champion of Africa right now. So I'm a community leader and someone who's very passionate about ensuring that community members are connected to important resources. I'm also, specifically focusing on ensuring that the broader African immigrant community are advancing socially, politically, and economically. So
you get there.
Thank you. I'm currently the director of community affairs. I wanted to actually ensure that I clarify that a little bit. I'm the director of community affairs at the office of the Borough President, Vanessa Gibson. The 14th Borough President. It is important to actually mention that the first female in the entire history of the great borough of the Bronx. So my job at the office of the Borough President, I oversee all the Borough President Advisory Council. So you have the African Advisory Council, you have the veterans, you have the disability, you have nature, you have the LGBTQ community. Most recently, the Borough President launched the Muslim Roundtable, and I'm overseeing that council as well, and do some of the external partnership of the Borough President as well. So that's a little bit about me. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I was supporting outreach campaign to ensure that community members have access to resources, life-saving resources. So I was the Bronx campaign director for then Mayor de Blasio. We've done a fantastic job to really reverse the course of COVID-19 in our borough, where we spoke to 1,000+ community leaders, training them, teaching them, and providing them with the right information in order to correct some of the misconception about the pandemic. So we've done that. We work on. I work also on since 2020. So I'm going to stop there, but I've done a lot of different community work.
I just want to ask you, how did you get this job? Because it's not easy as an African, especially coming from Ivory Coast, a French-speaking country. And then get involved on those kind of.
Well, I'm someone, I've always been very excited and passionate about community work, community impact. I want to see the direct impact of my work on people. How is it changing their lives? So prior to coming in America, I worked for several different organizations. I'm just going to mention one of the impactful work that I've done was with Save the Children UK, where I was doing, as a researcher for that organization. It's a global organization, child trafficking through soccer. So we're actually exposing the ugly face of football. We've done that, and I work for World Vision. So I came in the United States. The first thing that I've done, and it's not easy to do, just to go straight to school. Unlike so many people, and then situations are different. Some people will be forced to do some small jobs in here. I was tempted sometimes, but I have to like push myself a little hard. And then, you know, after my bachelor degree, I pushed a little bit harder, you know, because I was working really hard.
It's not easy.
And I was very blessed to get a full ride scholarship. You know, almost $200,000 to get into Notre Dame, one of the elite schools in the United States. You know, in Indiana. So I got into Notre Dame, did my master's. You know, travel a little bit in different countries to continue to do community work. Came back to the States, you know, worked for several different organizations. Mainly I worked for Writers Alliance. And then at Writers Alliance, my job was to really, you know, push forward.
I was about to ask you that question. What's the role, what do you do over there?
So for Writers Alliance, I push for, you know, to transform our subway system. You know, for those watching from Africa, you'll see the subway system in America dates back to the 1930s. This is old. So the subway is not reliable, it's not fast, and it's expensive, it's getting more expensive. So at Writers Alliance, we're ensuring that people have access to reliable, safe, and affordable subway system. So we push for fair fare, and then we also push for something a little controversial today, congestion pricing. I don't want to get into that, but we won a lot of campaigns to really make sure that New York City have a subway, a world-class subway system. Then after that, I worked for an organization that I really love, and I'm still connected. Then my life changed there a lot. African Community Together. That is founded by Amha Kaza, a brother from LA and also from Ethiopia. Actually, the grandson of Ali Selassie. Good, fantastic brother. So I worked there, you know, as a program manager for, you know, sensors, and after. But there, it was all about how can we push to change the lives and the narrative about African immigrants.
We need to.
You know, as I was doing that, you know, building a youth portfolio of African leaders in and outside the borough of the Bronx. I was in Brooklyn, and then also making connection with other people who are not African. So slowly connecting with elected officials, because part of my job was to really, you know, advocate, you know, sit down with them and tell them some of the important issues in our community. So that's pretty much why.
That's good.
You know, I don't know how I got the job. You know, I think people know what I do, the impact that I've done, and, you know, pretty much applied for this job and I got it.
All right. So I just want to ask you, so how many events you organize each year?
That is
because you need to organize a lot of events.
Yes.
You organize.
I'm not going to be able to give you a number. I work for the borough president, who is very, very, very busy. Just to give you an idea of how many events we could do, September is coming up.
Especially for Africans. So,
for Africans, I do different events. But overall, we do a lot of events.
I know.
We want to make sure that we are inclusive in what we do. I just want to even clarify again, we're talking about Awesome Africa, but part of my job is to really represent the entire
borough. The way you explain it, I know that it's not only for the Africans. So.
Perfect. But for the African, we have the African Advisory Council, where we do a lot of events. We do meetings every first Thursday of each month. We have one of the signature events that we do for the African community, and it's unique. It's only in the Bronx. It's the soccer tournament, and that happens during Bronx Week. You have 24 team playing against it. It's fantastic. It's free, and it's very well attended as well. So we do that. We also do the award night, and after the soccer, we do the award night for them as well. We do our big event, the African Heritage Festival, which is coming out very soon on September 14th.
So I don't want to carry you off, but because when you mention the soccer tournament, that's a very good idea, because a lot of people here, they don't know Africa. They think Africa is a country. They don't know Africa. They don't think Africa as a continent. So since you have different countries that are playing soccer, so people get to know more about the continent. So that's a very, very good idea.
Thank you.
So now you just mentioned that. So let's talk about your upcoming events. which is Africa.
Yeah, so we're having the African Advisory Council signature event. That's going to be this September 14 at Cotonou Park, 1700. This event is really, you know, one of the most visible, well-attended events. You know, we've done in 2022. There was over 600 people in attendance. It was beautiful. And then last year we couldn't do it because the weather was not. But this year we're definitely doing rain or shine. We're definitely going to do at Cotonou Park. We're expecting to have like DJ Saddam was supposed to be here today. He's going to be there, one of the big DJ. We're going to have. This year we're going to have folks from South Africa. Mapiano is going to be, you know, Afrobeat is going to be in the place. And we're going to have a lot of elected officials. The borough president will be there as well. We are trying to actually identify young Bronx artists to showcase the talent because we represent the Bronx. So we are actually doing our best to now really go outside our borough to get people because we want to promote some of the best artists that we are. Exactly.
And we do have more here. So
we have a lot. We have a lot of Ghanaian. We have a lot of Ivorian, Nigerians. So
Togolese. Last month I received one of our biggest singer from Togo, but he came here. He came here for vacation. Then I had him here as a guest also.
Oh, fantastic!
And Saturday, this coming Saturday, he will have his concert, in a stadium in Togo stadium. So you see how it's not gonna be.
That's good. Let us know next time the artist is here. I'll tell you something. The borough president is someone who's always trying to acknowledge the talent and the impact that community members, like the artist, is having on Bronx side. So next time you have someone like that, please let us know so that we could, actually ensure that he knows that we do, know what the good thing they're doing for our community.
That's true. Okay.
But this event is really good, September 14th. I do encourage every single person to come and enjoy. We're going to have Futa halal food. Futa halal food. It's a restaurant. The food is delicious. They got fish, they got jollof. They have atike. Atike is from Africa. So now everybody claims the atike, even the Chinese. Everybody's claiming atike.
I was in the Africa last year. So when I was going to Togo, so I took a connecting flight from there. And then that's the first time I ate atike, and then it's very good.
It's very good. I have some at home, and I'm
delicious.
Always eating that. The only thing is going to make your belly big, but it's very solid food. So we're going to have a lot of food. We're going to have some ginger drinks. We're going to have like bisab. We're going to, it's going to be diverse. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to have the Moroccan embassy coming, the Ivorian embassy, the Guinean. We're trying to make sure that we have all 54 countries representing Cameroon, South Africa, Ethiopia. We're working really hard on this one, and we're sure it's going to be nice.
No problem. So we're going to take a quick break right now.
Okay.
And when we come back, we will continue this topic, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad. Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?